Good day, class. We are now heading to the last chapter under Chapter 3, Expanding Unethical Marketing and Consumer Awareness, under SDG 12, which is Responsible Consumption and Production. So for our learning outcomes, you are expected at the end of this chapter to understand ethical advertising, recognize and prevent greenwashing, educate consumers on sustainable choices, and apply ethical marketing for sustainability. So first is, what is ethical advertising? So ethical advertising is a marketing approach that prioritizes honesty, sustainability, and consumer well-being over profit-driven manipulation. So in the context of SDG 12, which is responsible consumption and production, ethical advertising plays a role in encouraging consumers to make informed and sustainable choices. So this means that this is marketing strategies that should be, or marketing strategy should be transparent, truthful, and encourage sustainable consumer behavior rather than misleading or exploiting people for profit. So in honesty in advertising, so this means avoiding false claims or ina-exaggerate natin yung benefits that we can get for a product. So yung ASC or Ad Standard Council, they are the one who regulates advertising content to ensure truthfulness and fairness. So for example, in year 2022, yung DTI or Department of Trade and Industry, they warn the companies that against misleading eco-friendly claims, no? So some brands falsely label their products as 100% biodegradable, but the truth is some parts lang nung packaging nila ang sustainable. So ethical advertising would require clear labeling and factual information. So when it comes to sustainability promotion, so brands or companies use advertising to encourage eco-friendly purchasing decision and responsible waste management. So yung Human Nature, a brand, Filipino brand, in personal care brand, promotes ethically sourced, biodegradable, and cruelty-free products. So their marketing campaigns emphasizes sustainable farming, plastic-free packaging, and support for local communities. When it comes to consumer well-being, so ethical advertising ensures that their ads promotes products that contribute positively to consumers' health and overall well-being. So it discourages manipulative and harmful marketing strategies. So for example, in our government, the Philippine government has strict regulations on tobacco and alcohol advertising. So yung Tobacco Regulation Act of 2003 limits cigarette promotion to protect public health. So ethical advertising is this in this sector prioritizes consumer awareness over profit. So hindi nyo napapansin, halos wala ng advertising when it comes to tobacco compared to the early and late 1990s na sikat na sikat ang mga sigarilyo. And when it comes to social responsibility in advertising, so many Philippine brands integrate advocacy into their marketing efforts to drive sustainable practices and responsible consumption. So yung SM Supermall's Green Movement campaign, they promote eco-friendly shopping by encouraging customers to bring reusable bags and participate in waste management program. So their ads highlights the importance of reducing plastic waste. Kaya nga din nauso yung mga eco-friendly o eco bag na tinatawag natin. Next is the key aspects of ethical advertising. First is transparency. So transparency in advertising ensures that business provides clear, honest, and accurate information about their products, especially regarding sustainability claims. So kanina nabanggit natin yung Human Nature, diba? So their advertisement emphasizes 100% no harmful chemicals, and they avoid misleading greenwashing tactics. So this allows consumers to make well-informed choices about the environment impact of their purchases. Next is sustainability-focused messaging. So this approach promotes products that prioritize longevity over disposability. So encouraging consumers to choose sustainable alternatives. So again, sa SM, no, sa mga sa SM malls, especially sa in SM actually, regardless with it's a department or yung supermarket natin. So they still have the green movement that promotes use of reusable shopping bags, yung mga ating eco bag, no? Then their marketing campaigns highlights waste reduction and eco-conscious choices, shifting consumers' behavior towards sustainability. Third is consumer empowerment. So empowering consumer means providing them with knowledge and ethical choices. So this enable them to support businesses that align with their values. So for example, yung coffee chain promoting reusable cups, ito yung Starbucks and yung Bo Coffees, they offer discounts to customers who will bring reusable tumblers. So this advertising strategy not only encourages sustainable practices but also educate consumers on reducing single-use plastic or paper cups. So, ethical advertising is not your cup of tea. No? Ibig sabihin, hindi siya ganun kasimple. We also faces challenges like balancing profitability with sustainability messaging. So, business must ensure that their sustainability efforts are financially viable while promoting eco-friendly products. So, many sustainable products are perceived as expensive, making it difficult for companies to convince price-sensitive Filipino consumers to make the switch. Again, sa yung human nature na Filipino brand, no? So they balance sustainability over affordability. While they use ethically sourced ingredients and biodegradable packaging, they also offer competitive pricing. So their marketing highlights cost effectiveness in the long run, making sustainability seem practical rather than just an expensive choice. So, di ba? Mas nakakatipid tayo when it comes to product that we can use in the long run rather than single-use products. Next challenge is overcoming consumer skepticism. So because many Filipinos consumers assume sustainability claims are just marketing gimmicks, no? Especially with the rise of greenwashing or false or misleading sustainable claims. So later on, we're going to discuss greenwashing. So brands must prove their commitment through transparency and accountability. So for example, we have the Plastic Bank, which partners with companies like Nestle and Coca-Cola. So they take plastic waste by giving incentive to communities that collect and recycle plastic. So instead of just advertising the sustainability efforts, they engage local communities, demonstrating real-world impact and making their claims credible. So ito yung mga programs, especially no, yung may mga companies tayo locally na nag program or contest na they can dun sa mga communities, involved nila communities na if they can reuse or recycle, they can receive prizes or discounts, no, or mga coupons, no. Next is educating consumer without overwhelming them with information, no? So because many Filipinos are unfamiliar with sustainability concepts, but too much technical information can be confusing or discouraging. So parang ang hirap naman intindihin, wag na lang, doon lang tayo sa simple at madaling intindihin. So companies must strike balance between educating and engaging their audience. So for example, yung brand na Bayo, di ba? Familiar naman kayo sa Bayo. So, it's a Filipino fashion brand that promotes slow fashion and sustainable fabrics. So, instead of using complex environmental data in their ads, they focus on storytelling. So, marami naman yan. Kahit hindi Bayo, yung mga companies, they showcase artisans, ethical labor practices, and fabric sources. So, this emotional appeal makes sustainability more relatable and digestible or acceptable for consumers. Kanina pa natin nababanggit yung greenwashing. So, what is greenwashing? So, it occurs when a company falsely presents itself or its products as environmentally friendly. So misleading consumers into believing they are making sustainable choices. So this practice erodes consumer trust and undermines genuine sustainability efforts. So greenwashing happens when yung isang company ay misleading consumers by advertisement na nagki-claim sila na their brand or their product are eco-friendly or sustainable, no? So first is the rise of, paano nga ba siya nagsimula? So the rise of greenwashing in our country. So maraming Filipino consumers na nagiging in the later years na naging eco-conscious, no? So companies increasingly, so this leads to companies, no, na minamarket nila yung product na, na-advertise nila yung product nila na green, natural, and biodegradable. So some brands are exaggerated or falsely claims without actual sustainable practices. So for our example, yan nga, yung may mga nagli-label na yung kanilang product or yung kanilang packaging is 100% biodegradable, but in reality, some components lang naman yung biodegradable. So again, ano ba yung impact nito when it comes to our government or to our country? So the impact of greenwashing, because it directly affect consumer distrust. Una-una na yung pagkawala ng confidence of our consumer. So when false sustainability claims are exposed, especially no, pag nalaman na yan ng tao, kahit naman kayo, pag na-experience nyo na yung ganito, you will be more skeptical of all eco-friendly marketing, including legitimate ones. So nadadamay actually yung mga businesses or marketing campaigns na totoo naman. Then it also hinders genuine efforts. So some companies truly invest in sustainability that suffer as greenwashing creates confusion in the market. Next is regulatory crackdown. When government agencies like DTI and ASC are becoming stricter with green marketing claims. Okay. Okay, so how we combat or how we can fight greenwashing? First is we can use a third-party certification. So independent certifications such as Fairtrade or FSC, Forest Stewardship Council, LEED or Leadership in Energy Environmental Design, or Energy Star. So they add credibility to sustainability claims. So this certification ensures that a company meets specific environmental and ethical standards. So just to have a local example, di ba meron tayong green metrics sa ating college. So it is a third party actually na nag-i-implement or actually nag-i-screen, no? So same with nag-i-screen sa mga universities that we follow certain parameters na pwede tayong ma-applyan ng stars, 'di ba? Pag sa mga hotel siya pagka 3 stars, 5 stars talagang they are matataas na quality, no? High quality hotel. So same with green metrics, no? So when it comes to greenwashing, yan, so yung mga institutions or organization like yung Fairtrade, FSC, and LEED, and Energy Star, para sila nagre-regulate or nagbibigay ng grade, yan actually ng grade, na this type of product or company is really following the sustainability or being environmental friendly. Okay, next is life cycle transparency. So companies should disclose the entire environmental impact of their products from raw material sourcing to disposal. So this prevents misleading marketing that only highlights green aspect while ignoring harmful production process. So, di ba, kahit naman sinong company, they can label their products na 100% biodegradable or sustainable or supports local communities, but in reality that they need to be transparent na paano ba nila nakuha yung raw materials hanggang sa pagdi-dispose ng mga after producing the product, so in disposal, again, with the Philippine brand or company na Bio, so they practices life cycle transparency by openly sharing information about its materials, paano ba ginagawa yung ethical labor and sustainable production, so the company educates customers on where its fabrics come from and how they are produced, reducing skepticism about greenwashing. So third strategy that we can use is regulatory compliance. So yan, so uso naman siya sa government natin, that we have regulatory bodies that enforce strict laws to ensure companies substantiate that they have this sustainability claims, katulad lang nung DTI and yung ASC. Next is yung consumer education. So companies should provide fact-based explanation of their sustainability efforts rather than using vague terms eco-friendly and green. So transparency in marketing prevents misinformation and of course build trust. So let's just show, let's educate our customers not just by falsely claiming or labeling our products or our marketing campaigns na tayo ay eco-friendly or going green. Okay, so in the era of internet and social media, so what is the role of technology in preventing greenwashing? So napakadali na kumuha ka na silang information when it comes to this era. So we have blockchain and AI-powered tracking system that allows companies to prove their sustainability claims through digital transparency. Nga, madali na natin siyang i-research. Actually, ano ba talaga tong product na to? Saan ba siya gawa? And platforms like Provenance and IBM Food Trust are being used to verify products' origins, ensuring companies can back up their marketing claims with verifiable data. So by using third-party platforms, katulad ng IBM. So katulad din sa mga actually yung VFAD, 'di ba? May yung SEC, meron silang official website that you can check the credibility ng company or ng product or ng gamot. So when it comes to Philippines, madali naman siyang tanong pagka madaling malaman actually if we want to have information about a certain product or they claim that they are organic or they are fairly traded. Actually, kung ano yung mga saan siya galing, katulad kanina discuss natin on outsourcing ng raw materials and for the disposal. Paano ba nangyayari when it comes to production? Next is educating consumers about the environmental impact of their choices. So when it comes to consumer education, it's essential for shifting behaviors toward responsible consumption. So many consumers want to make ethical choices but lack the knowledge to do so. So companies, governments, and advocacy groups must work together to provide clear and accessible information. What methods can we use for educating our consumer? First is yung eco labels and certification. So we have Philippine Organic certification. So in the Philippines, we have Organic Agriculture Act or RA 10068 that promotes organic farming and products certified by the BFAR or ng BAPS or Bureau of Agriculture Fishery Standards that receive the Philippine National Standard Organic label. So for example, the brands like Eco Stores and Down to Earth use these eco labels to help consumers identify truly organic and sustainable products. Next is digital awareness campaigns by local sustainability advocacy. So because many Filipinos brands and NGOs use social media and digital platforms to educate the public about sustainable living. So yung Plastic Free Philippines na awareness campaign on reducing plastic waste. Then yung mga brands like SIP or SIPPH that promote sustainable straws and bottles through interactive online content. Third method is yung product impact information. So some Filipino companies provide environmental impact data on their product packaging, detailing the carbon footprint, recyclability, and water usage. So yung human nature again, isa na kung nare-recall nyo is they list biodegradability information on this packaging, ensuring customers know the environmental impact of their purchase. Last is yung sustainability challenges and gamification, no? So this is an eco-friendly apps and rewards actually. So reward-based apps and challenges can motivate Filipinos to adopt sustainable habits by using the trash to cashback program ng basic environmental system and technologies. Rewards users with environmental points or EPs na tinatawag natin in exchange for recyclables like plastic bottles or paper or cartons, which can be converted into grocery and transportation vouchers. So why this matters in our country actually? So this method empower Filipino consumers to make sustainable choices, di ba? We already discussed in multiple subjects na not every or not raw materials are not all raw materials are unlimited, di ba? Kaya we are now shifting to be sustainable. So by reducing environmental harm caused by plastic pollution, waste, and irresponsible consumption. So this aligned with the Philippines' commitment to SDG 12, particularly in this goal na yung responsible consumption and production. So by leveraging these consumer education strategies, we Filipino and other Filipino brands and organizations can drive sustainability awareness and action in our country. So that's the end of our discussion under chapter 3. No? So if you can now raise your queries, question, and clarification by raising your hand. Okay, so thank you for those who listened for today and who are present for today. Thank you.